Peak Nano is seeking funding opportunities to leverage its groundbreaking nanolayer capacitor film technology in DoD relevant applications or programs of record. This nanolayered film is engineered to increase volumetric energy storage and can be utilized in capacitors relevant to pulse power systems, power conditioning applications, and electromagnetic and directed energy systems. Peak is a 100% domestic manufacturer of capacitor film and offers DoD the opportunity to decrease reliance on foreign-sourced materials for critical defense energy storage needs. Peak Nano is located in the greater Cleveland, Ohio area and has two facilities that house its optics and capacitor film business units. Peak's cornerstone technology is fabricating nano-layered film for a variety of applications, including high energy density and high temperature capacitor film, optical film for advanced gradient refractive index, otherwise known as GRIN lenses, packaging film, and medical film. The company has deep materials, science expertise that enables advanced manufacturing techniques, robust research and development to identify new application for use of multi-layer film, and unique application design capabilities in the areas of optical and capacitor film. To date, we have raised over $80 million in private equity and have over 100 employees. Peak Nano's foundational technology is nanolayer co-extrusion. This technology is used to design and fabricate hierarchical structures, whereby two or more different polymers are layered against each other to form very thin plastic films, typically with thickness of 50 microns or less. These films can be produced with tens to thousands of individual internal layers and can be continuously extruded to several miles in length. The advantage of the multi-layer structure lies in the fact that the source polymers can be chosen to yield synergistic properties in the bulk film. Unwanted properties can be minimized and desired properties can be amplified. In the case of capacitor films, high dielectric constant polymers with low voltage withstand strength can be layered against polymers that have ability to withstand high electric field. This yields a new material system with increased energy storage by improving both dielectric constant and electric field breakdown strength. The technique can also be used to impart improved thermal or mechanical properties. Peak's engineers have established structure-function models that they use to predictably design new materials systems based on the dielectric, thermal, and mechanical properties of the two polymers that make up the system. We are in the process of completing a Phase 2 SBIR program funded by the Office of Naval Research, entitled Development and Processing of Dielectric Films for Application in Large Capacitors. During this program, Peak has demonstrated scale-up in projected yearly capacitor film production capabilities from roughly 10,000 pounds a year to over 250,000 pounds a year. Film flatness, handling, and mechanical stability have all been greatly improved since the advent of the program. Each of these properties are key factors in manufacturing high-yield, high-performance capacitors. Operational voltage ratings have also been improved during the program, and a final round of prototypes are currently being tested. Peak Nano is seeking to leverage these improvements in the quality of their film by targeting a transitional program such as OECIF, where dielectric films are designed, fabricated, integrated into capacitors with an external vendor, and tested at the systems level in relevant DoD applications, such as EV drivetrains or directed energy devices. Peak's dielectric film offers increased energy density, high voltage operation, and potentially improved thermal characteristics. As a result, the size, footprint, and weight of deployed capacitors can be reduced in critical DoD applications. Peak Nano's core technology allows for custom design of dielectric films to meet the requirements for any application. Our commercially available film, Peak 4125, was originally designed to drive Navy electromagnetic weaponry with a smaller footprint capacitor to reduce the size of the required power supplies. It can also be used in applications such as electromagnetic aircraft launch systems, otherwise known as EMALs, or in pulse power applications such as emerging inertial confinement-based fusion reactors. The key benefit of 4125 is a smaller footprint device to deliver the same energy density with higher operational lifetimes. New formulations are focusing on applications where higher operational temperatures are required, such as aviation or downhole drilling. We have the expertise required to design custom film formulations to meet target dielectric and temperature requirements across a variety of application spaces. Peak strives to deliver high-performance capacitor film for DoD applications. The nanolayer film technology is the first significant breakdown in dielectric films since the advent of biaxially oriented polypropylene, or BOP, and biaxially oriented polyethylene terephthalate, or BOPET. The end goal is to enable delivery of smaller, lighter, and more efficient capacitor devices to any DoD application ranging from electromagnetic weaponry and directed energy to pulse power, fusion, EV, and electromagnetic aircraft launch systems. Improved device lifetime can lead to lowered cost of ownership and maintenance, and smaller, lighter capacitors can help decrease the footprint of power supplies in DoD vehicles and weapon systems. Peak Nano has undergone steady growth in film manufacturing capabilities over the last 5 years. It currently has 3 different extrusion lines that can be leveraged for dielectric film research, with its largest production line capable of producing on the order of 250,000 pounds of film in a year. Smaller pilot lines are used for scouting new dielectric resins, developing new formulations, and exploring both structure-function relationships and processing conditions. We also have relationships with over a dozen capacitor manufacturers with expertise in developing capacitor solutions in different applications, such as pulsed power, DC link, aviation, and electric grid. This allows for versatile program development with capacitor prototyping targeted to industry leaders in different applications. Additionally, Peak Nano is working to invest in its own capacitor prototyping and testing facilities while also expanding fabrication throughput. And, as a core principle, our film is always manufactured in the USA. As previously mentioned, the key advantages of our nano-layered capacitor films are improved energy density, improved voltage handling, and increased thermal stability. Peak Nano now has multiple different families of films that can be leveraged depending on the application that is being designed to address. Peak Nano's HDC family of films is designed for high-energy density applications, where lower duty cycles are required, such as pulsed power. Peak Nano's LDF family of films feature very low dissipation factor and enhanced high-temperature performance, so they are more suited to power conditioning and high-duty cycle applications. With dielectric and thermal properties of over 400 polymers mapped out, Peak Nano's materials science expertise allows for custom design solutions as well. Transition of our capacitor film technology to the deployment in military applications is reliant on identification of an end-use application that requires capacitors with well-defined specifications. We are seeking guidance in identifying a program of record to which this technology can be leveraged to improve system performance or help enable reduction of power, supply size, footprint, and weight. To achieve this, we are seeking advocacy from NSWC, Joint DE Transition Office, or Office of the Undersecretary of Defense. A successful program would include design, fabrication, and manufacturing scale-up of capacitor film by Peak Nano, integration of said film into high-performance capacitors by a selected cap manufacturing partner, and systems-level testing in in-use applications that impact an existing program of record. A scope of work would be written for joint iterative development of Peak's cap film. That would include validation and qualification of capacitor prototypes by one of our existing cap manufacturing partners. A market analysis of capacitor film used in the United States has uncovered that there is currently no manufacturer producing capacitor film at scale greater than 100,000 pounds per year. The current state of the art material is biaxially oriented polypropylene known as BOP, which is 100% sourced from overseas. Furthermore, more than 80% of BOP used in the U.S. is imported from Asia, mainly China and India, representing a significant potential national security risk to DoD operational energy if these foreign-sourced materials are withheld. Peak's capacitor films can outperform BOP in many applications and are 100% manufactured in the U.S. Additionally, many U.S. capacitor manufacturers have informed Peak Nano that they expect shortages in BOP film availability within the next 2 to 3 years, further underscoring the need for a domestic film manufacturer. Executing a program where Peak's capacitor film is used for high-performance capacitors targeting DoD operational energy needs will require strategic team building and partnerships. Fortunately, we have relationships with premier capacitor manufacturers such as General Atomics and Sera, who both have extensive histories of successful delivery on DoD-funded efforts. General Atomics, in particular, has experience working with our film and has demonstrated over 2 times higher energy density in films made with our capacitor film over current state-of-the-art BOP film. Both General Atomics and Sera have proven expertise in capacitor design, prototyping, testing, and subsequent scale-up and device delivery. Additionally, Peak has a strong history working with Naval Research Lab, which would be brought in for fundamental studies and independent validation of prototype capacitors. Targeted program offices could be NSWC Dahlgren for directed energy or OUSD for an OECIF proposal. We would request guidance in finding partners for system-level end-use testing. We envision a 3-year effort at roughly $2 million to $2.5 million total per year, with funding spread between Peak Nano, U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, a DoD-approved capacitor manufacturer, and a systems-level testing partner. Please contact Peak Nano through the following point of contacts listed on this slide. Kevin's email is kcameron@peaknano.com. Additionally, you can reach Mike Ponting at mponting@peaknano.com. Peak Nano will also have a booth at STP West Showcase from February 12th to the 14th. Please contact Peak Nano in advance of the showcase if you are interested in meeting with a representative in person.